Hello, fuckers. Welcome to another episode of Sloss and Humphreys on the road. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are reunited after like a week of being away from each other. I was at home being a present father and negligent husband. Well, fiance technically. I'm obviously getting married soon. We discussed that on the podcast. We are giddy and silly and say horrible things, and Kai's on tour. He's got a show at the Soho Theatre in London, 27th of this month, which is May. So go see that because it's being recorded. There's 2 shows, so go and see one or the other one. But yeah, I don't care where you are, go and see it. Enjoy this episode. Ignore all the slander about me in it. It's like any time something bad happens to Bobby Lee. Look, it's just a story we were telling. And none of it really happened. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Enjoy.
Sloss and Humphreys on the road.
Muggins and Cream, Cream and Muggins, straight thuggin', living the dream.
That's our intro.
Fucking muggles.
Tickling the clit inside your head that makes you laugh. They said it can't be done.
Are we in the same seats?
That's hack.
Ah, muggles.
Accidental rib job in the park.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Or am I just being cynical?
Muggled it up on fucking Mugglepedia.
Where have you been since 9/11?
Got anything to talk about? Getting married this week or anything?
Aye.
Feeling nervous? How cold are your feet? Hot. Hot feet.
Let's go for practice with my dad.
You got hot feet. You're going to get married prematurely. Quickly run in. Do your vows. Sorry, baby, I got hot feet.
What do people mean when they say, are you nervous before you get married?
It's because you're running an event. So there's loads of stuff. Like, even if you're running a comedy event, like if you're running something.
Did people ask you if you were nervous when you were running Punch Drunk?
No, but like there was definitely concerns running through my mind. I wouldn't say I was not nervous in the early stages of running an event. Mm-hmm. Like I'd have anxiety dreams about like the comedians not turning up. So like, I don't think when people ask if you're nervous, it's about like, are you nervous about your choice of wife? I don't think that's what it is.
You don't think so?
I mean, unless it's got lost in translation somewhere, but the nerves you get from your wedding are not to do with like, oh my God, I've made a terrible decision.
Or like, I always think like, are you nervous? And I'm like, why? What do you know? Like, if she said something, should I be nervous? Is she not going to turn up? No, man, I just don't. Like,
I mean, maybe some people do have them nerves. Maybe some people do have the like, what if she changes her mind? Like,
oh man, I can't imagine living in that. I mean, very funny if Cara does that to me now, because I would not see that coming. I would not. I've got my claws in deep.
You would feel absolutely duped.
Aye.
If she turned around now, you would be like, how the fuck did I fall for that?
Aye, she had a kid, man. That is commitment. That is unbelievable. And like, and she definitely loves him. So like, I don't know what her after plan was here.
She hasn't even got me like doing a prenup yet.
No.
Like she gets half of all my shit if she marries us. Like it's silly to walk away after the wedding, bitch.
Yeah.
You get the whole economy of this is entirely wrong.
I mean, Gara's not. Gara doesn't seem to be nervous. Gara doesn't seem to be stressed either. Like there was a point like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago where I can't remember what I said. I went, do we have this? And she was like, yes, we have that and this. Do you pay attention to any of this? I'm like, most of it. But like a lot of the time, the second you go, it's sorted, my brain goes, oh, grand.
Sorted.
Bye. I'll not take space up remembering that that's a fucking thing. You clearly said to me previously that I got it covered. And now she was like, in a very funny way, she was not genuinely bitching, but she's just like, you've done so little. And I'm like, I agree, I've done so little, apart from the main bit.
Yeah, I didn't even have that. I couldn't even say that, really. That was mostly her.
No. I paid myself badly there. I've been involved in a lot of it, like, and actively wanting to be like, please include me in this. There's just some shit that I'm less interested in, and also memory retention was never my side of the thing. That was never that's not our part in the partnership.
Yeah.
Like my job is to go away, book things, maybe purchase things, look out things, and come back with options for decision making. It's not.
Have you also had the thing where it's your side of the wedding that's been really bad at replying.
Oh, yeah, Matt. Of
Like
course
all
it
of her mates, like as soon as they get their email, they've got their menu choices.
Yep.
And then you've got friends who still now, even though you know they're coming because you've spoken to them, they still haven't clicked attending on
Man,
that.
people who I know are in their emails every fucking... There are at least 3 comedians who were invited to the wedding who are not coming to the wedding because on 3 separate occasions I'm like, check your junk mail. Look, I've sent you an email inviting you to a wedding. And they're like, cool, man. 3 comics just not coming because I'm like, I'm not nudging people more than twice.
Do you think you'll have people turn up because they got the invite and they haven't replied?
I think Cara would slit their fucking throats if they turned up.
Do you think
without RSVP? Absolutely.
I would
reckon
take
she's
real
gonna-
pride on just sitting them with no table on a chair to watch people eat. I just can't, man. This is on you, this dude.
I reckon-
You sit there where I'll eat my food that we ordered. Remember, we all put the order in.
Yeah. Oh, you don't remember? No, I thought you wouldn't. That's why you fucking sat there in the corner of shame. No, Cara's got one of her bridesmaids fucking like just up in a tree with active camo on, with a fucking blade between her teeth.
Wearing a ghillie suit.
Yeah. And they've got like...
It's so funny if the bridesmaid dresses with ghillie suits.
Man, it's
Just
like...
in full fucking bits of bush hanging off them and that.
She's
Not
up
like that.
there with night vision goggles and a guest list. And just every time somebody gets out of a taxi, she cross-references. And if it's some drunk cunt who didn't, she's like, man, I know he knows Ian Sterling, but Ian Sterling didn't say in the emails that he's coming. I get it. I guess I got to kill the voice of Love Island. It's me, Ian. Oh, man.
And I love that for a 1 p.m. start, they're wearing night vision goggles. They're just bleaching the whole field of vision.
Evening guests.
Evening guests.
Even they can't arrive uninvited.
Even the evening guests. I mean, that sounded bad. I didn't mean it. It sounds so poetic.
Yeah.
Even the evenings. Even evening guests. Because evening guests, surely... Like, if a couple of just, like, taggers on come along, there's no like, seating plan. There's no moving parts that are going to be fucked up by the introduction of an extra person.
Absolutely fucking not. Not only is that not okay,
I've been telling people...
I need you to know that your duty is, if there is someone at that wedding that I do not know and I've never met in my life and it's not been pre-cleared with me, they are getting knocked the fuck out and dropped at the side of a road.
I told Tom Horton he
several
can bring a
miles
date.
away. Well... Looks like you're knocking out a woman. You better hope he's going through a gay phase right now, because otherwise you're punching a check, buddy.
And I'd much rather not go to puff. How's that any better?
No idea.
I couldn't punch a homosexual man.
Nah.
That's
homophobic.
I know.
That is homophobic.
But like, is it misogynistic that I couldn't punch a woman?
No, because, well, it depends which woman. Like, I think...
Right, would it be worse, right? Would it be worse to punch a really butch masculine woman or a really camp effeminate guy?
Oh, fuck, Jesus, okay.
Who would it be more appropriate to fight? Susan, not Susie McCabe or Craig Hill? Who would it be least appropriate to fight with?
Well, Susie McCabe. No, if we're talking professional fighters, so it's going to have to be like, we're talking Misha Tate and like Adam Kay here.
No, Misha Tate, I think Misha Tate was a bad choice. Cyborg.
Well, even then.
Because Misha Tate's actually still quite feminine.
Yeah, aye, but she'd
kick me out.
Aye, that's what I'm saying though. So okay.
But Chris Cyborg, if you got Chris Cyborg.
Is it worse to hit Chris Cyborg or Adam Kay? It's absolutely, oh, fuck me, okay. Oh, well, oh boy, okay, where's the line?
Like, this is why I just blanket, I won't punch any of them. I'd get beat up. I'd get beat up.
Man, I think
get tinned, mate.
I think you need to grow up and you need to punch a homosexual man. That's a really bigoted thing.
They've been fisted enough.
It's hey, I'm gonna roll over it. It's bigoted to bash them. Obviously, you can't gay bash them. That's an actual fucking hate crime.
But if you just bash a man who happens to be gay.
No, but if you're not beating him up because if he does, you know, if a gay man hits you, you're not hitting him back.
Nah.
See,
if he hit Natalie, he's getting chinned.
Here's how I know you're being homophobic. Because like, man, there's gonna be fucking gay guys out there who are just like
martial artists.
Aye. You're not punching a gay martial artist.
I'd be like, I'm going to get roasted off my mates for this while I'm getting chinned. It's homophobic.
It's such a weird thing.
I'm not, you know what? I struggle to fight anybody who's marginalised. You know that guy?
Oh, fucking idiot. Captain Woke.
I feel like you'd need more of an excuse. You'd need more, like, I've punched white guys that I'd, like, let off the hook as well black. I don't know how to justify what I'm saying, but it's true.
Right, so
I don't know how to justify what I'm saying, but like, I'm going to need way more of an excuse to punch someone if it looks like it could be interpreted as a hate crime.
All right, okay. What's your oppression line then? Right. So, are you punching a disabled person?
No.
You punching a trans person?
Nah.
Are you punching?
I don't know which hat on which way. The joke was that one is better. No, good.
Which type? Traitor or evolved? Which one? Hey, you don't know which one was which. It's only big in your head. I gave you the two cruel titles.
If you
applied
whichever
it
one you
somewhere.
think traitor is and whichever one you think evolve is, there was no answer.
Aye, you're the bastard. Aye.
They're both traitors, people who've evolved. Right.
Are you autistic?
Punching an autistic person?
Aye.
Nah.
ADHD.
I don't. The worst thing is, like, maybe I don't know they're autistic and I just feel like they're crossing the line. I could accidentally.
Oh, okay. So what happens if you don't know someone's gay and then you've chinned them? How do you feel?
I mean, make it clear, dude. Like, start the fight like this or something.
We need Craig Hill back on this podcast.
I just did a podcast for Ruben K. Hey, that's it then.
No?
Class.
Oh,
really
no.
good, aye.
Oh, great. Oh, did you ask him about his cancellation and things?
The whole thing was unpacking him not being able to do his show because of the woke right. And it's really interesting because I was saying the groups that have turned on him for the joke that he did in the project, they would never have turned on you for doing the same joke. Mm. It's because he wears makeup.
Aye.
It's because he's gay and they've got an agenda. Like if I was saying if Ricky Gervais done any of his religious stuff, they'd just be like, it's fine.
Aye.
But they're just using it as a hook, like we can get him for this. So like it is actual fucking from a place of hate.
Oh well, man. As long as we had Ruben K on recently, then we can say whatever we like now. That buys us grace for a bit. I think.
Yeah,
that's all right.
At least another couple of podcasts.
Yeah, and also I'm going to like Reese and Kyron's wedding in September. That's and
they're coming to yours.
Yeah, see, yeah, and there's no longer a gay.
That's
table
why it's not in the church. There's not a gay. Did you have a gay table?
Cara accidentally.
Oh my
had set up a
goodness.
gay. She didn't realise it until I pointed out, but she was. So we've named all of our tables after whiskies, and our table favours are everyone gets a mini of that whiskey on their table. So Cara's having me look through it.
I'm at the famous grouse.
So here's the first problem. Cara asks me to do something. I'm like, I'll absolutely do it. She's like, give me a list of all your favourite whiskies and I'll have it. And I'm like, brilliant, I will get that done. All right, a list of like 5. I forget what I'm doing. I get distracted by somebody else. I go away, do something. Cara basically goes, I'm just going to fucking go downstairs and I'm going to look at the whiskies that he's got there. And that's what I'll name the tables afterwards. So,
the English.
so
Mark Nelson sat in the English.
It does mean there is some disparity and really
in class,
but like we go from Lafroig to Jura to Talisker to Monkey Shoulder, and there's going to be people. But
don't put black people on Monkey Shoulder. You haven't got any black friends. What am I saying?
hey, that's uncomfortably true. Okay, they're coming to the wedding. If you were to mix a bunch of them together, we would get a dark enough skin tone that maybe one black.
Are you counting Natalie?
I'm just saying no, but I'm saying if I were to add Natalie to Sid and Rooney,
Oh yeah.
if we were to like blend them up, which is not what I'm saying.
Right. So you're saying 3 browns make a black?
I'm asking if 3 blondes. Like, I'm not saying anything for certain. No, so we've got all of our tables, and so for people that don't drink whiskey and their whiskey's not their favourite thing, we're sticking them at the monkey shoulder table because like they don't care. That's the smoothest whiskey. It's the biggest one.
I like monkey shoulder.
Aye, well,
They get a tasty whiskey at that table for non-whiskey drinkers.
Aye. We're putting other people at their favourite ones, and then Cara just goes, Is there any of your friends hate each other, like can't sit at tables with each other? And I'm like, no, I don't think so. It is interesting that you sat all of the homosexuals at one table together. And she was like, no, I haven't. And I'm like, that is a table of 9 homosexuals.
They don't even know each other.
No, they don't.
Oh, they will by the end of the night.
Also,
They know each other real well.
But also that you cannot at a wedding just have a table of gays. Cause
but what if she went, there's a bunch of straight people on that table and that table?
No, because all the other straight tables are going to be looking at the gay table being like, well, how come I'm not at the fun table? You've got it, man. You have to like throw the gays out there to keep it going. Like they're there to keep the plates spinning. You've got, grace everyone.
Like if you have a comedy bill full of women, that means you've got a comedy bill that doesn't have a woman on it. Because they're all in one place.
Because there's only 4 of them.
There's 4 of them.
There's only 4 of them, and we make sure of that.
So have you displaced the gays?
We've spread the gays out. We've
seasoned the party with homosexuals.
Yes, spread the plague, if you will. No, so we've got them separated from each other, and the one lesbian.
Who's a lesbian?
I mean, Elliot Steele.
It's Elliot Steele.
Elliot Steele.
Oh yeah. Elliot Steele is a good answer.
Yeah.
So you've got the table. So you had no part in the no, you did have a part in the table. So we're going back to what you've done for the wedding,
which is very little.
So Cara does a thing. And then you just like kind of form in it, like a council worker that just comes and checks the tradies' job, and then gives a couple of little insights for them to do.
Yeah,
and then you walk away going, I have full control over this.
No, I'm not deluding myself to thinking that I am putting in an equal share of like effort and energy into it. But I feel like I was the one that was like, we're getting a wedding planner because there's a bunch of conversations you're going to want to have that I'm just not going to want to have, talking about certain bits of art decor that I just will not have an opinion on. So she's got our wedding planner who's been fucking great. We've had 2.5 years to plan it. It's all been good, and also she's not stressed. So like her annoyance just comes from a place of like, it's really annoying that you've done less than me. And I'm like, yeah, but you're not stressed. So, meh. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm busy. And also, I don't want to.
I proposed to you. It's your wedding.
Yeah.
Touched you last.
Yeah.
You want to get married? Well, you can't take your butchers.
That's how it works. Let's throw a party for everyone. I would say, I think she would, it would be fair to say that I've done 30 to 35%. Of the wedding.
Do you know?
Would she have likely to have done more? Yes.
It cans when he got annoyed about something that happened, and I found it funny. But like, if it happened at your wedding, would you be annoyed? One of the guests, I reckon you'll be able to guess who it is. Right, left after the starter. Right, so the main course is coming, and he's like, "Wait, lads, I've got to shoot because I've got a shotgun getting delivered." I've got to be in for it because my last can't sign for it. Fucking I've got to go and get signed for the shotgun.
Rouge?
Of course it's Rouge. And then Can was like, who's left before his mate? I was like, it's alright, Grassy ate it. Grassy ate it. I was right. I was like, don't be too stressed about the money. The meal's not going to get away. So you didn't spend it for now. Like, you're spending that money anyway. Right. And then he was like, would you not just think it's a bit rude that he's leaving? He could have got the shotgun delivered any day. And I was like, you invited Rouge to your wedding and he left for one of the most Rouge reasons. You've got a Rouge story at a wedding. Like, just chill with it. Would you be fucking pissed off if before the main arrived, somebody fucked off to side for a shotgun.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I'd be pissed, but I would just like mentally in my head would do that thing you did when you were a teenager on Bebo and one of your friends did something to annoy you and you just fucking move them down that top 16.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like if you left after the start for any fucking reason at all, because man, you could have just been like, I can only come to
the amount of people you could have invited to the daytime. Like I knew it was my job to diffuse and make sure I didn't ruminate it, right? So I knew it was my job to try and spin that to just be like, it's all right, mate. Fucking things are gonna happen. Enjoy your day and all that, right? So I knew it was my job, but like, there's so many people that could have been sat at that table having the meal and enjoying the whole day. That didn't have to say for a shotgun.
Why does he need a shotgun?
It's such a like. I feel like it's such a, even though Can's like not from Blythe, Amy is. It's a Blythe wedding that. If somebody has to leave for a shotgun, like I don't feel like that'd be happening anywhere else in the world, bar Texas.
Aye. How was the rest of your Australia trip?
I chilled out a bit because wheels come off the bus for me, and that Mickey Bartlett man.
Did they?
He just drinks fast.
Aye.
He's a fast drinker. He's like, you go in rounds with him, and then you look at his drinking, and you go, no, I'm not going to be fucking showing up. So you end up drinking at like a way more of a skinful than you would at your regular pace. So Sydney, I spent it drunk, and then I started like pulling myself together in Perth. Yeah. It was alright. So there's not a great deal to report from Perth. Like I just handled my business, just done my gigs, done a couple of podcasts. Hung out with Daniel Fernandez from Mumbai and Ruben K. And try to get back in the gym, but token gesture. When you're in there and you're like, I've already done the hard bit, but this bit also feels hard. The hard bit's getting in the gym, but nobody mentions the second hard bit, lifting stuff up. It was difficult. And I've stopped vaping.
Since
the 5th?
It's the 7th today.
Is it actually?
No, what day? 14th.
Oh, there we go. That's not bad. 9 days.
Aye.
9 days, new record, PB. You got any?
I've been fucking completely off it. Also, man, I've been tested. I'm beyond it now. At least with the vapes. I had my.
How are you gonna do at your wedding?
Oh man, fine, man. Everyone's
gonna be vaping. You're gonna be drunk.
That third stag do was the drunkest I'd been on any of the stag do's, and Jean was vaping in front of me. And
is that because there's no drugs involved? I really feel like you can get really old man drunk. I always call it Nick Nolte drunk from Warrior.
Aye.
If there's no coke bringing you to the front of your brain, they're just going, look, put your hands on the wheel. Put your hands on the wheel, you've got this, drive. I really feel like coke just gets you fucking right in the front, whereas like you'll just climb in the back and make yourself comfortable and the fucking car gangs off the road if you're just drunk.
Aye.
So was it that level?
I
saw your Instagram, it did look fun.
Oh, Jesus.
Did you spew?
No.
Do you know, I found an old...
I did break my toe and I have no idea how, and it is like...
That is broken.
Oh, yeah.
Little toe as well.
Yeah.
You know what the brutal thing is about breaking your toe?
Fuck all you can do.
Literally nothing. You know, if you went into the doctors
Aye.
or the A&E, they'd gone, broken that, off your pop.
Man, so I was at my mate Big Alex house last night and he's like, man, you have to go to hospital. And I'm like, I'm not going to hospital for a broken toe because they're just going to laugh me out. They're going to go, yes. And man, it's the same if you break your ribs, doctors just go... Well, I mean, it's not pierced your lung, so
Aye.
Have a good day, buddy.
Yep, careful, be careful.
I wish you all the best. Oh, broken tailbone. That fucking knacks. Tell you what.
How can you do it about a tailbone? Because that's like, it's already fused, that one. Your coccyx is like several vertebrae fused as one, isn't it? So there you go. You've just defused them.
Not about genuinely. Like, so Jean was meant to be in Australia when we were in Australia, and we were meant to be doing a Best Bitch Day there, which she'd organised for months, and had failed to get it to my attention because, not through lack of trying, she kept telling me to
check your schedule.
She was like, how often does Marlena change your schedule? And I'm like, no idea. That would require checking my schedule. And she would just keep hinting at it. Eventually, I realised it's to book this thing. Can't happen because her mother passed away, so she was over here for it. She's now over here now. It's a week to the wedding. She's staying at the house. We managed to get our best bitch day in, and I got cunted drunk. Like real, like
we joined you pretty early on in your night, and fed you some gins and whiskies.
Yeah.
So me and Ali went and joined them for like 3 hours in the middle of it, 2 hours, something. Yeah, we joined you. We were there 2, and we left. My train was at 5, so like it was 3 hours or thereabouts.
It was the best thing that she'd made the right call.
And then you were still going like way later in the evening.
She was like, we're going to go to the first place for 12. Oh, shit. We're going to go to the first place for 12 because day drinking's the best. Because, man, you can just get really, really drunk, and then when you go to bed, it's not 5 in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
Went to a couple of bars, met you, got more and more drunk. Definitely had not eaten enough. So drunk, I cannot remember the end of the evening. Got back, don't remember talking to Cara.
Don't know how you broke your toe.
No idea. And man, and it was like when it was swollen twice the size as it was. It had like really horrible purple, fucking blue bruising all around the fucking side of
You're
it.
getting swole feet.
No, don't repeat it. That wasn't the problem. That wasn't the problem. Surely something that fucking painful should be a core memory.
You think so?
Surely it breaks through the blackout drunkenness of it.
Yeah,
But there's nothing.
Because there's an impact at some point.
Yeah.
Because can you remember when I broke my heel?
Yes.
I jumped down an entire flight of stairs in a nightclub.
Yes, in Milton Keynes.
Which looked class when I did it.
Okay.
It looked incredible.
To who?
Everyone in the club.
But it was leaving the club. Like, who realised? How many people actually saw it?
The last that was spewing outside. She saw it.
Yeah.
She looked at it and was like, woo.
Yeah.
The doorman turned his back on the door to be like, whoa. Loads of people got in. As they walked past, they're like,
Right.
right. For one, he passed out like
I clutched my pearls.
You did. You started dabbing us on a napkin and then you fell.
He's too dangerous.
And the guy in the comms room on CCTV he replayed them, all of the cameras on that replay from different angles, like a war room. Woo, 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 from every angle. Everyone loved it. I woke up in the morning, I was like, I remember how class that was, jumping in the stairs last night. That's how I broke my heel. Core memory. For everyone that night, core memory.
Was this also... Just to clarify, is this also the story where after months of not doing anything about your broken foot, you go into the doctor and it healed immediately?
No, that was a separate. We've talked about that on the podcast. In fact, we clipped that.
Yeah,
you can find that somewhere on the internet. Yeah. But yeah, when that was when doing Muay Thai. Right, okay. I couldn't do Muay Thai because my foot was fucking clearly broken.
Oh no! Just I wanted to know if so was your foot actually broken this other time?
Can you remember that Milton Keynes trip was the one where I kept doing that thing where I grabbed me sole of my shoe. Is it called threading? Where you jump through your foot and then take my shoe off and going, "Mom, I did it! I did the thing!" Yeah, in front of the girls, they're not really impressed.
Unsurprisingly, that was not one of the nights we got laid on tour.
None of the nights were.
No,
we did all right. I remembered something about you, that you would suppress this memory and totally hate about yourself. And you're going to be gutted that I've brought it back up because you just wanted to hope that this was...
I think I know what it is immediately.
Does it weigh on your shoulders?
Yeah, I'm almost certain I know exactly what you're talking about.
Matthew, your brother, was trying as he might to get to 100 fucks, right? And when he was getting to like 70 odd, he was getting there, right? He was going to throw a toga party and call himself the Centurion and invite all his friends around to wear togas to celebrate him fucking 100 women. He was going to do that. And we would have probably went, okay, we're going to regret this in the future. This is probably going to come up.
It's so very much like, there's something so Tory about it. Like it's like what they do it like eating. Like it's when they all burn money in front of the ombuds. First of all, that is absolutely true. I did suggest that several times, but it was never going to happen. It was all
you were planting the seeds. Like nobody let it grow.
It was always hyperbole.
Nobody invested in your project.
No.
Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, cool." Like,
no, I got proof. Guys, Gene, me and you were talking about this the other day. Gene, the fucking enabler. Man, there was that. Look, most of that story's true. It was very important to me at the time in my life to fuck 100 different women. I had my 20s.
That was your 30s.
And it was my early 20s. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was.
It was. I'm gonna put a year on it, and you can tell us what age you were. It was 2011.
21.
There we go.
Aye. Nonetheless, Jean would make me baked goods every time I got to a milestone. Yeah, man. She made me a cake at 25. She made me a bigger cake at 25, and then she made like little cupcakes with like labias and tits and dicks and things on it. It was a different time.
So funny.
Real gross.
Can I tell you something about me? I used to have actual notches on my bedpost.
No.
Daniel, I was a teenager.
Right, okay.
I lived with my parents.
Aye.
It was
one was from real sex and one was from wanks.
It was
nothing left. Just one bedpost with one nick in it.
A pile of sawdust. It's a pile of sawdust with a Newcastle United duvet on it.
Looks like a fucking beaver's been at it.
There had been beaver on it, that's why it was not. Come on, man. But it was at my mum and dad's house.
I'm so deeply ashamed about the token party thing.
It's so bad. I remember it the other day because I found a file of photos, right, that aren't in my iPhotos. Basically, in my old Mac, it used to have, like, before iPhotos communicated with your phone, right? You just had your downloaded photos. And when that Mac was done, I exported them into a file, and there's fucking thousands, right? But they're all... I can't drag and drop them in iPhotos. I've tried, so there's no way of flicking through them. You have to click each of them individually to open them. And I just went through looking at the thumbnails and just opening stuff up. I've got a weird amount of you spewing.
No.
I've got loads. Just you getting older, a flickbook of you getting older, hanging over the bog, you know.
Because I think we did go through a phase where every time we were spewing on a fucking night out, we would just send each other photos of it because boys are gross.
So many photos where like people have just stole my phone and took a bunch of photos.
Always funny.
You're just like you're scrolling through and no wonder there's tens of thousands. Loads of them are just my mate's face.
Yeah.
So anyway, it just reminded us about that time, and fucking that memory just come to us, and I'm like, oh, Daniel will hate that. Oh, he will hate that memory. So that memory has been excavated from the archives of my mind. You needed to kill me yesterday.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so glad you didn't do it.
Oh, but again,
that would come up amongst other comics.
Man, I think it would come up in the news. And rightfully, it would be definitely mentioned.
Because I remember the notches on my bedpost thing only because Khan brought it up the other week at his wedding when he was telling someone.
What did you cut it in with?
Mate, I just scratched it in with like a fucking school compass, you know, like it's the fucking sharp edge, right? And
when you say you scratched notches into your bedpost,
it was
how many notches?
It was bottom bunk at my mum and dad's house.
And don't worry, boys at home. I know a lot of you are worried about the structural integrity of this bed and poor Gav up there.
Yeah.
He was never in any danger.
Yeah. So there was 7 notches. Gav had motion sickness. I got 7. I think 7's a good number to get on with when you still live with your parents.
Yeah, well, it depends. How long did you live with your parents for?
I moved out when I was 22. I stopped before I was 22. I wasn't still notching my bedpost at 22. I don't think I was anyway. I was with the same girl for 5 years, so I stopped before that.
Well, right. So we don't know if you did stop. You might have actually still been doing it. We just.
Well, when I moved out, it was around about then when I broke up.
Aye.
I didn't continue notching my bedpost when I moved into my house. That was a brand new bed.
Aye.
And I owned it. It wasn't my parents. I notched the bedpost, Daniel.
Oh God, I know, man. I know what we used to be.
You were about to wear a toga.
I was,
If you had ever reached 100, you would have ended up doing that.
oh, what an interesting corner you've backed me into. Growth versus ego.
Fight! Fight! It was a draw. Oh, man.
I did get to 100.
Oh, so growth died. Growth died in that exchange. It was growth's neck that was broken. It seemed like you were snapping your own collective neck. No, it was ego snapping growth's neck. Jekyll won. Jekyll was the bad guy, right? Sounds like the bad guy's name. It'd be weird if Hyde was the bad guy.
Aye, well, Frankenstein.
Huh?
You think Frankenstein's a bad guy?
Frankenstein's a good guy.
Is he?
You know what? I think the monster is called Frankenstein. Of course, he named it after himself. Fuck off.
No, but it's Frankenstein's monster.
Aye, it's a fucking. He's called it Frankenstein.
Well, no,
The monster's called Adam.
Oh, fuck off, is it? Called his monster Adam.
After the first man, yeah.
You've been done.
I should read it.
We watched we watched a play of it during the lockdown. When the National Theatre
Theatres went open.
Well, when the National Theatre put all their fucking stuff online. Me and Cara were like, we'll do this every week when we did it once because that's what lockdown was. I'll be better next week.
Did you tell yourself that you would go to more music gigs and more theatre and stuff?
Oh man, mid-lockdown being like, man, you know what, maybe this is, now that we're locked in here, it's going to get me to go out and see more music, even though I fucking hate music, it doesn't really do anything for me.
It got me to appreciate sitting in the house staying out. I got a real appreciation for just fucking drinking wine with me missus.
Aye, and then got out lockdown, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm absolutely fine with never going to a concert ever again in my life, actually, that's, maybe not never again. I'm off to doing our mini moon as with Lewis Capaldi.
I spotted that. You missed the Glasgow one because you're going to be getting married and then you got to Bristol instead.
And I think he's doing, he might be doing other ones and will be doing those. Just little Q&As with him and then he does private shows.
So you're going to ask the questions?
Yes, yeah, I've done it before. That was when I first met Lewis in Edinburgh all those years ago. And obviously he was already fucking massive then and then everything.
And he did the body shaming, mate.
Aye, hey, got to keep him in line. got he's obviously now with several more number ones and his new album's coming out.
I still haven't watched this documentary yet. Natalie says I have to watch it.
I've heard it's very, very good. Me and Cara are going to watch before.
Very more money, more problems.
Aye, we wanted to. I've wanted to watch it, but it's one of the things where we're just watching it together. But I keep saying to Cara, I'm like, it's really. We can't wait for it because man, it's so cool to fucking get to just hang around with him and talk to him. He's just a very normal person, but. In 25 years' time, 30 years' time, when our kids or whatever go, what did you do after your wedding? And we go, oh, we spent 2 days with Lewis Capaldi. Man, that's been we hung out with Elton John for a week.
Yeah.
It's going to be real.
Do you think it's going to be them old photos where you see Tupac and Robbie Williams?
No, I think, no, not for Lewis, no. No, not even that. I think it's going to be
dude. He's Tupac.
Yeah, but I'm not Robbie Williams.
Paul Danan.
Yeah,
what? Had Tupac met Paul Danan.
Yeah, it would way.
Have you seen the Instagram account of Paul Danan official?
I don't even know who. I'm just he's the other Take That member.
No. Minor celeb. That's in some celeb stuff.
Oh.
I don't even think he's famous for anything. Find out what Paul Danan did to get famous, but I think he's very much like fucking Joe Swash. Just somebody that's famous and they've been in some things, but what's your skill? So somebody has made a parody account of him and they get photos of Paul Danan with different celebrities and then get him telling a story about that celebrity. and the things that they've done, and it's all just like absolutely. It's like boring James Milner account, you know. It's just like an absolutely far-fetched bullshit about the celebrity, and it's one of the funniest things you get.
He was in Hollyoaks for 4 years.
There we go.
And then Love Island in 2006. He's just an actor.
No idea.
No. So anyway, that's who you'd be.
I think that's accurate.
So what, you've got your mini moon's going to be with Lewis Capaldi.
Yes, and Bristol. Well, no, and then in the evenings we're going to go.
And then you go away for your actual honeymoon.
In November. Fucking ages away.
Remember my 18-month honeymoon with you?
Aye.
Because your Netflix special came out the day after the wedding. And then we went on a 3-month tour, and it went on until lockdown.
Yeah. Aye. That fucking weird time in our lives.
I did manage to have my honeymoon in the middle of that, though, because it's Christmas and New Year.
Where did you go to?
I went to Cape Town, done some vineyards in Stellenbosch. Went to a music festival on New Year's Day in Cape Town, and then flew to Mauritius and had a weekend on the beach in Mauritius. It's very idyllic. It was so funny as well, because when I proposed, did you see the shit of me when I proposed? Ridiculous. I was plump on my honeymoon. It was like, psych, motherfucker. I guess we just done a fucking massive tour.
Aye.
You know, stuff happened.
But also she didn't care either way.
I hated that. I'd be much more motivated by someone shallow. But then she wouldn't be with us in the first place. So it's a quandary, isn't it? Shooting a 6-pack.
I'm going to say that's a new hack. Schrodinger's anything. It's like it's become like it used to be something that like only smart people said, and then it was discussed in Big Bang Theory, and now everyone knows what Schrodinger's cat is, and now it's like I don't really. That's a confusing joke, so I'm going to throw the Schrodinger's.
You say it to look smart instead of to be smart.
Aye.
You know what what I always find is the best litmus test for somebody saying something to look smart is when they say a myriad of ways. Wrong. Myriad means 10,000. A 10,000 of ways. It's a myriad ways. Not even a. Myriad ways. Not even a.
How would you?
Myriad ways. There are myriad ways to do that thing. There are 10,000 ways. But if you go, there are a myriad of ways. It sounds like you're saying the right thing, but there are 10,000 of ways to doubt that you're a child. You're getting it wrong. So if ever you're reading a book, or if ever you're listening to a stand-up and they say a myriad of, and I've come across both, I'm like, you think you're smart, but you're not.
Oh, God.
You're smart simulation.
I can't imagine how many of those I've actually got just in my head. Because I know I'd say words. I'm just like, that's a smart word that if you were to put a gun to my head, like, what's that mean? I'm like, fucking, I can use it in context. They're like, no, you can't. That's why we're here, buddy. That's what the gun's there for.
ATM machine. It's an ATM machine. That's the mouth. So, where are we at in your journey?
Well, we've got every single day now is not busy, but like we've got.
It was so funny, you know. She was like, "We've got my schedule for the build up to the wedding," and I went to have a look at the schedule, thinking it was all going to be wedding related, and it was like, put the car in for a service, and the gymboree we're killing, and swimming lessons, and PT session. I'm like, oh, you've just dragged us over to your regular week's plan.
Yeah. Like Cara and I are both getting excited, because obviously we're throwing this big fucking party that we cannot wait to have. But neither of us are excited about like the act of getting married, because we are like in our heads we're like, man,
you're already married. Yeah,
man, we live together and we have a son, and like nothing is going to change.
It's like last week of freedom. You're like, what do you mean freedom? I'm free. I know. I chose monogamy with my freedom. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, like we're already into, you know, the rest of our lives together. This is just you know, if one of us dies, it's easier legally now.
And as well, just it's nice for Caleb not to be a bastard, you know. He's a bastard
but
for you,
and then he's been a bastard. We're a recovering bastard.
Bastard Jon Snow.
Aye. We're all so Cara's version of excitement comes out in her just being like, you should go try on your kilt. And I'm like, right, this is because you can't try on your dress and show it to me. Like, you'll be like, go try everything. And also it's because I lose things and we need to double check that we've got fucking everything there. Caelan's been in his kilt like 3 times this fucking week. And there's been the occasional time when she'll be like, I'm getting stressed about this. And I'm like, are you getting stressed about it? Which is obviously the worst thing to say in that situation. I'm not like, are you getting stressed? But Jobs is like, I feel like a lot of the stress is just because it feels like a time when we should be stressed. Yeah. It's like I catch myself doing it in airports a lot. Like if there's a queue, even though my flight's in an hour and a half, if the queue's slow moving and I'm listening to a podcast, I'm like, what? I'm like, man,
I'm going to miss my flight.
Yeah, I'm like, we're so far away from missing our flight. You're just making yourself anxious because you feel like you should be.
You have to I have to totally fucking exercise stoicism when I'm in a slow moving queue, no matter how early I am for my flight, because it just feels like they're just going to go, all right, well, you missed it then.
Yeah. Most of the stuff on our board is just like, and also, Kara's super fucking prepared. This has been organised for ages. She's got a little checklist. We've got everything we need. We're going down like 2 days early. It's an hour away. Like, it'll be fucking fine.
Yeah, and even if you forget anything, one of us could drive back and get it. Like, it's just up the road, really.
But also, she's not a fucking bridezilla. Like, this is like, it's not going to be like, oh, that's the wrong chandelier. This can't go on. Oh my God, I got the I don't see it being that.
And do you think it's a bit more like, because Cara, like you didn't grow up like when you were a kid wanting to get married, but Cara had a pillowcase over her head every time she was at the clan rallies. And she would always tell the other clan members saying, I can't wait to get married.
Yeah. Aberdeen was different back then in 1997.
Do you think there is more stress and pressure for the lasses?
Probably. Oh yeah, man. Almost definitely, because man, she's waking up at 7 a.m. because that's when she needs to start getting ready for the wedding at 1 p.m. Right? And that's like her duty.
And we're just going to start like if we need to be there an hour before her, I guess. So we'll start an hour before that.
Yeah, man, we will be getting ready.
In that hour, I'll be spent a lot of the time just fucking laughing on and having whiskey.
Yeah, we're waking up in the morning, we're having a spliff, we're jumping in a fucking pond, we're going for a swim, we're having some breakfast, we're going for a game of frisbee fucking golf, we'll have a couple of drinks, and then at some point, after being bored and watching Netflix for a bit, I guess we'll put on some clothes, which will take 15 to 20 minutes, and then get married. Meanwhile, she's up there fucking axle grinder out, like fucking team of scientists. Fucking
trying to make flubber.
Just trying to get it fucking right.
Who's got the rings right now? Where are they?
Oh, I don't know, so therefore Cara.
Fuck! Stop the podcast. We've got stuff to do. We need to smelt gold.
Well, man, no.
Are you using gold that they made in their lab?
No, it's really weird.
That's gold mining fine, is it?
Yeah. Oh no, here's the thing. It's not actually. I don't want it because it's cruelty free. I didn't buy a guilt free diamond because I cared about the guilt. It's just for me. I just don't believe in like the capitalism of it. Like I specifically order science made diamonds from countries and have them smuggled in asses of children unnecessarily
nice.
Across borders. Like and there is no need for it. Like you can just you can just get across borders with these.
It doesn't need to go up a child's ass.
Not at all.
They could have carried that through.
Not at all. You can put it in child's hand. There's no. It's not an ethical thing for me. It's just
there's like physically no difference between a lab made diamond at all. Like they pay billions to try and find ways to distinguish them, and they just don't work.
But Matthew, like I've always said, if I got like a pen and forged a signature of like he's got a Heath Ledger signature up there, if I got that fucking dead on to the swish.
Yeah, but like
but I got it dead on.
Yeah, I know, but
I mean that's from a real person.
Yeah,
that's from a real geographical site.
But diamonds aren't rare. There's one company, I can't remember what they're called, but they literally just have warehouses. They artificially make a shortage of diamonds to keep the price up.
But like they did if you foster a child or adopt a child, it's going to be the same.
What? No, please, no, please elaborate.
I'm just saying you could love that child, you could raise them as your own, but some people will not be able to deal with that.
What's the angle?
I'm just saying that you had you mind a child. You mind a child when there are plenty out there.
Aye.
There's loads out there and you could have had any of them. But you had this weird need for it to be...
There's a minor joke in there that I'll...
Yeah.
It's there.
I felt it as well. I felt like a little spidey sense and I was like, nah, it's not worth it. Don't go there.
Definitely not. So on the wedding day, we've got Caelan for a bit, but we've also we're not trusted to get him ready.
That was funny when me and Can got Jack ready at his wedding. Right, we got him full suit, shoes on, everything. Right, and then just put him with one of his toys in the cot, the crib. What they called? The grates.
Yeah,
they got it right.
Yeah, crib.
Because I feel like cot's like a little thing for a newborn, like a baby jail.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But no, I mean, I would call them all cots or cribs. I don't think it makes much of a difference.
So it's quite funny because like he was in the little room and we were just kind of in the hall between the big room and the bathroom, right? And then we're both stood chatting and we just saw his trousers just fly out. So like he took both of his shoes off, took his trousers off and just flung them. And we were just like getting like a bit panicked for time and all that. Like a few things had happened that had slowed me down. We were casual as fuck until like button popped off my top.
Yeah.
Right, and there's things that you need to do that you didn't cater for. And we just saw his trousers fling up and I just saw him go, for fuck's sake. I was like, I'll deal with that. You get yourself sorted, I'll deal with that. So we're not having that whirlwind.
No, we're going to get him there. We're going to have him for a bit, but I think she wants to get ready with them.
Yeah.
No, I mean, she's like, you'll get it wrong. I dressed him fully at the end of the day. It's because she wants to spend the time with them. And now that he can walk, we decide whether he walks down the aisle or whether we fucking bowl him or whether he's in the creche.
He's probably just got to be running around, isn't he? Like, are you going to be able to contain him?
No, but we'd like him to be there, but if he's being shite, you just fucking, there's a creche, fucking ping him in that.
Yeah.
Throw him over there. Like, deal with that. Because he's not going to, it's all for us. Like him and the girl, everything's all, he'll have a fun day because there's going to be fucking cake and sweets and shit. But this isn't, we're not at the stage where he's making memories yet.
Nah.
This is us. The only thing this will be is photos of him looking dead cute. And then in 5 years' time, when we're looking through the photos of us getting married and we're showing our other kids it, he'll be such a cunt to them about it because he was at our wedding and they weren't.
And they'll be like, aye, but he was a bastard.
No, but they'll be three and they'll be like legitimately upset by it. Like they'll be illogical. They'll be fucking. And I can't believe you didn't invite me. And we're like, you weren't even fucking coming yet, you fucking idiot. Like there was no concept.
Are you going to stick up for the other kids?
I don't know. I don't know. I've probably got first child bias since I'm a first child.
You know what? I remember it was actually Shappy Krishandy said, "Of course, I like my eldest more. I've known him longer."
Yeah, aye. Oh no, I don't think I'll have it because of that. But like, I'm the oldest child, so it's like, and the youngest one's being fucking shitey. I'll be like, fucking rein that in. I know exactly what that is.
Really? You're gonna have eldest?
I know exactly what that is. You little fucking rat fuck. You're not even in pain. You are full of fucking shit. You're here to get chocolate off your mum because you know how to use people. You're a shit 2-year-old. That's me.
Do you think that's how you'd, like, if I had 3 children, do you think I'd look at the middle one going, yeah, the creative one?
Man, you're not
the authority figure, but you're also not the baby. And I'm like, have a higher empathy for someone that was...
Got to be. I think I would be very shocked if at a subconscious level there's not bias from a lot of people.
Oh, that's gross.
But do you not think?
That's gross.
It's gross, but like I don't think it's intentional.
Though.
Well, yeah, it's intentional.
Right. I think you'd have to be conscious to not do that, which is
because like if you're first of all, we all know that the younger siblings like are going to be more annoying because they're younger, so the older person just has to be more fucking mature.
Does that mean you'd favour the boy? Because you were a boy.
Well, I don't know, no, because there was no boy girl dynamic like in ours because we were 3 boys. And when Josie was around, she was disabled, so we were busy focusing on that instead of her fanny.
You got to wipe someone's arse, you didn't look at the front. I wonder what else. Like, you know, if you had one that looked like you and one that looked like Cara, do you think they'd naturally be your favourite?
Oh, that'd be interesting. Because I prefer Cara to me. So would I be nicer to the one that looks like Cara and more horrible to the one that looked like me? That'd be interesting.
You'd be hitting on the one that looks like Cara.
Do you come here often? I live here. It's breakfast time. I don't know how to feed myself.
Well, you're drunk. I was talking about that the other day when we were in Hawaii and I'd left my phone on the table when I went to bed, and Soppert used the voice activation to send a text to my mum because the lock was on, but you can use Siri. You can say, Siri, please text, and then he tried mum, didn't work, tried my mum's name and it worked. Right? I've got everyone to say first name, second name. And he eventually got there. He was like, texted, said, I really miss your arse. So he texted me mum saying, I really miss your arse, and I'm fast asleep and I had nothing about it, right? And I woke up the next morning to a text off my dad saying, I'll take you out a few beers last night. And like, never think I get drunk and text me mum flirting, like. Flirting, like, that's how I flirt. Like, everything that you thought happen's an insult.
I actually think your dad's got you pegged.
Definitely not.
I think you've come up with a latent excuse. And Kev got you right between the eyes.
Drunk again, are you, son? Like, no, nothing like this has ever happened for you.
Is that you being overly affectionate to your mother, who's saved in your phone as Linda Humphreys? just so you can create some emotional distance between you. You fucking pervert. I know you're Game Boy.
Oh man, base arse to me, mum. Miss your arse. Then she didn't even text us back. Kev, deal with this, man. He's out of the game. He's had a fucking another shandy.
I can't lose another son over this.
Gav's already estranged. Oh man. We're gonna do a Q&A. We're gonna answer
on this podcast.
No, we're gonna stop this one, put it out to the public,
right,
and then we're gonna come back.
This is a public episode.
Oh,
I really wish you'd brought up the toga thing on a Patreon.
No. Oh, you know what I was meant to do? I was meant to plug my tour at the beginning of the podcast when people are still listening.
Yeah, well,
will you do it on the intro?
No.
Why?
No.
Plug me tour on the intro, man. No. I'm recording the Saturday one in London.
Mm-hmm.
On like high production value so that we can try and sell it. Mm-hmm. It's not full. It's full-ish.
Aye.
I'd be happy with the numbers.
Aye.
Right? Because we've booked the 200-seater at the Soho Theatre, and both of them are over half full. Uh-huh. So like to sell 200 in London's good. I could have sold one of them once, and that means it was the right thing to put two of them on, because now I'm starting to fill the second one. Right. But at the minute, I think I'm on like 50% on one and 60% on the other. And there's still 2 weeks to go. But I cannot have empty seats on a high budget recording. So Saturday the 27th, if anyone's got this far, that means you're a super fan of the podcast. Do everything you can to help us fill the seats, please, on the Sunday one, because it'll be good if it's full for the recording. I'm also on tour in a bunch of other places. You can find them on my website. But London on the 27th, I'm doing a, like, what's he called again? Kitchener. We need you. You know, the fucking recruiting.
Aye.
We need you. I need everybody who listens to this podcast to be on Team Muggins and help us fill this room. Otherwise, it's a massive waste of money to just cut to the empty seats. Which is like so sad because I'd be so happy with the amount that it's sold.
Aye,
but not when we're recording it.
Nobody cuts away to audience shots anymore. Anyway,
no, actually not.
No.
I guess fuck off. Can't do what you want with a weekend.
No, think about any of the fucking specials you've watched recently, man. They don't. To the audience,
and also, but just for like, you know, the reaction when you're on stage and stuff like that as well, but also because you know, Perth and Sydney sold out, so then London has to step up. I want to be bigger in Australia. I mean, it's nice being big in Australia, but I've definitely put more graft in this country. That makes difference,
man. Australia's Australia, and England's England. And I'm a peg and I have more growing to do. See you next week.